simply styled yard that barely needs work. Welcome to Luxury Home Decor. Today we're revealing low-maintenance backyard landscaping ideas that look polished, save water, and give your weekends back. Expect streamlined layouts, resilient plants, and smart upgrades you can phase in without pressure. We'll blend seasonal trends with timeless design, explain why fewer materials mean easier upkeep, and help you prioritize budget. By the end, you'll have a clear plan for an outdoor oasis that quietly runs itself. Start with a guiding principle. Simplify the layout. Clean geometry reduces trimming and edging while making every zone feel intentional. Think broad planting beds, straight or gently curved borders, and paths that connect seating, dining, and grilling in a single loop. When circulation is obvious, maintenance shrinks. You'll mow less, weed less, and spend fewer minutes tidying stray bits. Simpler forms also stretch budgets, because repeated shapes let you buy materials once and reuse them confidently. Prioritize hardscape first, because every durable surface is one less patch demanding weekly attention. Permeable pavers, decomposed granite, and compacted gravel manage runoff, suppress weeds, and age gracefully. A modest patio paired with a gravel lounge can outperform an oversized deck for cost and care. Choose formats you can replace individually, not slabs that require major demolition. With smart hardscape anchoring the plan, furniture lands easily, containers cluster neatly, and the entire yard functions with minimal fuss. Keep your materials tight and consistent. 2 paving choices, 1 edging metal, and a single gravel color can handle nearly everything. Consistency avoids odd transitions that collect debris or fail first. Neutral tones, charcoal, taupe, and soft gray, hide dust longer, meaning you sweep less. When finishes echo each other across paths, steps, and borders, the result looks high-end without constant polishing. A restrained palette is the secret to effortless cohesion and budget-friendly replacements down the road. Right-size the lawn instead of deleting it entirely. A purposeful rectangle or oval framed by steel edging is quick to mow and hard to overwater. If grass feels demanding in your climate, consider drought-tolerant ground covers that create the same calming green with lighter care. Aim for a shape you can cross in straight passes without fussy corners. That small decision trims minutes every week. And over a season, you'll feel the difference in time, cost, and energy. Choose native and climate-adapted plants to let nature shoulder the workload. These selections are tuned to your rainfall, temperature swings, and local pests, so they recover faster and need fewer interventions. Start with a backbone of evergreen shrubs, then layer tough perennials for color and movement. Mass each species in bold groups for impact and quicker coverage. Repetition simplifies pruning schedules and watering zones, so your maintenance calendar stays light, predictable, and refreshingly short. Ornamental grasses deliver drama with almost no upkeep. They sway in the breeze, catch golden light, and ask for a single cutback once a year. Use taller varieties to screen neighboring windows, medium clumps to soften patios, and tidy mounds along paths. Pair their feathery textures with sculptural boulders for a designer look. Grasses bridge seasons beautifully, offering seed heads in winter and fresh growth in spring, keeping your landscape visually alive without constant grooming. Mulch is the quiet hero of low maintenance. A 2 to 3 inch layer suppresses weeds, stabilizes soil temperature, and locks in moisture so you water less. Choose shredded bark for a natural vibe, dark fines for modern contrast, or gravel for a crisp architectural edge. Refresh annually in spring, topping up thin spots rather than redoing everything. Mulch also frames plants cleanly, which visually finishes beds and makes your outdoor rooms look styled even between gardening sessions. Automate watering with drip irrigation and a smart timer. Emitters deliver moisture right at the root zone, minimizing evaporation and keeping leaves dry, which reduces disease. Group plants by water needs so drought-tough areas stay lean while containers get a little extra. Add a rain or soil moisture sensor to adjust schedules automatically. Once tuned, this system protects plant health and saves money, transforming daily chores into monthly check-ins that take minutes. pruning to a minimum by selecting slow-growing or compact cultivars, dwarf conifers, small-leafed evergreens, and naturally tidy shrubs hold their shape without monthly haircuts. Give each plant room to reach mature size so you're not fighting overgrowth later. Early, light training builds good structure and prevents the heavy shearing that weakens plants. When forms are attractive on their own, you skip topiary routines and keep the garden elegant with a few snips each season. Design around lifestyle zones to avoid clutter and random upkeep. A gravel lounge with sturdy chairs, a compact dining patio near the kitchen, and a slim grill station cover most needs. Connect them with simple paths that resist ruts and weeds. When circulation is efficient, daily use naturally keeps spaces tidy. Purposeful zones also make it easy to assign quick resets. Sweep here, rake there, so you maintain the whole yard in short, satisfying bursts. Use fewer larger containers instead of many small pots that dry out quickly. Self-watering planters with hidden reservoirs reduce attention during heat waves and vacations. Plant evergreen structure, dwarf olives, upright junipers, or architectural succulents, and accent with one seasonal flourish for color. Cluster pots in groups of 3 for visual weight and a single irrigation line. Bigger volumes hold moisture longer, resist tipping, and make your patio feel resort level without creating a daily watering job. Choose lighting that looks effortless after installation. Low-voltage path lights define circulation, while warm white uplights on specimen plants create depth and mood. Keep color temperatures consistent for harmony and avoid complicated systems with finicky apps. Use smart plugs or simple timers so evenings turn on automatically. With restrained placement, entries, steps, and 2 or 3 focal accents, you extend usable hours and elevate the atmosphere without adding a new maintenance routine. If you crave water's calming sound, pick a self-contained feature. A recirculating fountain bowl or urn offers soothing ambience without pond complexity. Choose finishes that hide mineral deposits and place the feature near seating to mask neighborhood noise. Add a small mesh filter and a timer that runs during your favorite hours. You'll enjoy a spa-like vibe with brief monthly cleaning instead of the constant balancing that larger systems demand. Edging is your maintenance insurance. Steel, aluminum, or concrete curbs prevent mulch from spilling and lawn from creeping into beds, which slashes trimming time. Gentle, continuous lines are easier to manage than jagged shapes. Match finishes to your palette. Blackened steel for modern drama, weathered corten for warmth, or pale concrete for minimalism. Crisp edges visually organize the garden, making everything read finished, even when you've only done a quick weekly sweep. For privacy without perpetual clipping, use slim, upright plants and simple screens. Columnar evergreens, clumping bamboo in root barriers, or trellised vines on cable systems provide height with a small footprint. Place them precisely where sight lines need blocking rather than wrapping the entire boundary. Fewer plants mean fewer chores, yet you still achieve a cocooned, intimate feel. The result is a tranquil retreat that protects your downtime and keeps pruning to a thoughtful, occasional pass. Pick furnishings that shrug off weather and clean quickly. Powder-coated aluminum, resin composite, antique that grays naturally hold up beautifully. Opt for solution-dyed acrylic fabrics, quick-dry foam, and removable covers you can hose off. Fewer crevices mean less debris. Keep the palette timeless. Charcoal frames, linen neutrals, and one accent hue. So seasonal updates are as simple as swapping 2 pillows. Durable choices reduce replacements, saving money while maintaining a polished luxury home decor aesthetic. Gravel patios are affordable, fast, and forgiving. They drain well, resist staining, and refresh with a few bags and a rake. Stabilize chair legs using large stepping stones or paver islands, and install a steel border so stones stay contained. A breathable weed barrier below the compacted base curbs sprouting without harsh chemicals. The effect is contemporary, cool underfoot in summer, and wonderfully low maintenance. Perfect for lounges, fire pits, and flexible seating plans. raised beds make order effortless. Stone, metal, or composite frames resist rot and clearly define planting zones, reducing weeding in the surrounding areas. Fill with quality soil, top with mulch, and run drip lines on timers for truly hands-off care. Because raised beds sit higher, plants avoid foot compaction and you avoid back strain. They're ideal for ornamental grasses, herbs, and compact shrubs, creating clean edges and tidy volumes that look designer with very little effort. Rock gardens bring sculptural calm that needs almost no tending. Partially bury boulders for authenticity, then interplant with drought-tolerant stars like sedum, lavender, yucca, and feathergrasses. A gravel mulch ties everything together, suppressing weeds and highlighting textures. This composition shines year-round. Seed heads and stone in winter, fresh movement in spring, fragrance in summer, and warm tones in fall. It's artful, resilient, and beautifully aligned with a low-maintenance lifestyle. Designed for four-season interest to avoid constant replanting. Combine evergreen structure, striking bark, persistent seed heads, and staggered blooms so something compelling happens every month. In winter, silhouettes and texture carry the mood. Spring and summer bring color and motion. Autumn delivers foliage and berries. With a layered calendar, you'll refresh less often and still enjoy a garden that feels alive. The result is a quietly choreographed landscape that looks curated without demanding constant attention. Minimize weekly cleanup by limiting plant varieties and repeating them in confident sweeps. Repetition simplifies watering zones, pruning schedules, and replacements because you always know what to buy. Choose 3 to 5 anchor plants that thrive locally, then echo them across beds for rhythm. The result feels calm and high-end while keeping maintenance predictable and costs steady. Consistent plant palettes also make mulching, edging, and seasonal refreshing far faster than juggling dozens of delicate, mismatched specimens. Plan for smart shade so plants and people require less babying and water. A compact pergola kit, shade sail, or strategically placed umbrella reduces heat stress throughout summer. Pair shade with drought-friendly understory selections like lomandra, liriope, or compact hydrangeas where appropriate. Cooling microclimates extend patio enjoyment and protect furniture finishes from relentless sun. Keep structures modular, using corrosion-resistant hardware and UV-stable fabrics, so replacements are rare and repairs straightforward. If you entertain, define a gravel or paver dining zone near the kitchen to streamline cleanup. A rectangular table, stackable chairs, and a storage bench that hides cushions keep footprints efficient. Use planter boxes as gentle space dividers instead of hedges that demand constant clipping. With durable surfaces and clear circulation, post-dinner resets take minutes. Wipe, sweep, and relax. Low effort, high function, and budget-friendly upgrades deliver that resort-adjacent feeling every weekend. Create easy pathways that connect everything in one continuous loop for effortless flow. Decomposed granite over a compacted base provides firm footing while allowing rain to percolate naturally. Where turns happen, widen the path slightly so carts glide and gravel stays contained. Install steel edging to define borders and keep materials in place long-term. The loop layout prevents cluttered dead ends and makes light sweeping, blowing, or raking a quick, satisfying habit. For containers, build soil mixes that hold moisture without becoming soggy or heavy. Blend quality potting mix with compost and perlite, then top dress with fine gravel to reduce evaporation. Add slow-release fertilizer at planting so nutrition remains steady during long, hot spells. Connect drip spikes to your main irrigation timer for reliable, hands-off watering. Your citrus, olives, or architectural succulents stay vibrant through heat waves with barely any daily attention. Keep pruning to one focused session by choosing plants with synchronized seasonal needs and habits. Many ornamental grasses and select shrubs prefer late winter cutbacks for vigorous spring growth. Schedule a single weekend, sharpen tools, and mulch immediately to conserve moisture and suppress weeds. This consolidated approach replaces sporadic snipping with one efficient ritual that actually sticks. You'll maintain form, encourage fresh structure, and avoid the creeping to-do list stealing your leisure. Consider a low-maintenance fire feature to extend shoulder seasons without mess or ash. A simple bowl with lava rock on a portable propane base is easy, clean, and flexible. Place it on a gravel patio with a non-combustible buffer and hide the tank neatly. You'll gain instant ambience and chilly evening warmth with nearly zero cleanup afterward. When temperatures rise, swap to lanterns or string lights on timers to keep the vibe cozy. Designed for stormwater so you aren't constantly fighting puddles, erosion, and soggy roots. Slightly pitch hardscape away from structures and use permeable joints to let water pass. Direct runoff into a shallow swale planted with tough natives that can drink deeply. Layer river rock at inlets to break velocity and trap debris gracefully. Good drainage equals fewer headaches, longer-lasting materials, healthier plants, and less weeding after every downpour. Seasonal color should be strategic, not demanding or thirsty to maintain. Choose perennials with long bloom windows, salvia, yarrow, black-eyed Susan, for reliable, forgiving displays. Accent near entries with a limited number of annuals for punch where it matters most. Concentrating color in focal spots keeps replacements affordable and refreshes quick. The broader garden relies on durable foliage and texture, so beauty persists even between seasonal updates. If pests derail your plans, switch to prevention before treatment and chemicals. Healthy soil, proper spacing, and drip irrigation reduce stress that invites common issues. Choose resistant cultivars and encourage beneficial insects by mixing nectar-rich natives thoughtfully. During weekly walkthroughs, prune lightly for airflow and remove damaged leaves promptly. When interventions are necessary, targeted solutions protect pollinators, your schedule, and your budget simultaneously. Budget wisely by sequencing projects. Infrastructure first, then surfaces, then plants, finally accessories. Start with irrigation, drainage, and power so future upgrades never require demolition. Install primary patios and paths next. Then add evergreen structure and mass plantings carefully. Finish with lighting, containers, textiles, and small decor moments for polish. This order prevents rework, spreads costs, and creates usable beauty at every phase. Choose finishes that age gracefully to hide wear and reduce visible maintenance. Tumbled pavers, honed concrete, and powder-coated metals develop patina without appearing neglected. Matte textures disguise dust and water spots better than glossy, high-shine surfaces outdoors. In plant selections, favor foliage that fades attractively and seed heads sculptural in winter. When materials look great in every stage, you polish less and relax more consistently. For privacy, target key sightlines instead of wrapping everything with tall hedges. Place a trellis panel with evergreen vines where neighboring windows align, solving the real issue. Use 2 columnar trees to anchor corners and soften exposure without devouring space. Add a movable screen behind seating to create intimacy during gatherings immediately. Focused solutions use fewer elements, lower costs, and minimize trimming through every season. Keep tools and supplies close so 5-minute tidies actually happen every week. A weatherproof deck box or slim shed stores rakes, clippers, gloves, and extra mulch. Mount hose reels at key points and use quick connect fittings to reduce fiddling time. When everything lives within a few steps, resets after wind or guests are effortless. Preparedness is the quiet ingredient that makes low-maintenance design feel truly luxurious. Think low-care edibles that double as ornamentals and structure simultaneously. Rosemary hedges, thyme between stepping stones, and blueberry shrubs add fragrance, texture, and harvests. Site them in sunniest, best draining spots and run drip lines beneath mulch. Prune lightly after flowering, then let them carry borders with color and shape. Edible elegance elevates small spaces while keeping grocery herbs on hand year-round. When selecting colors, lean into restraint with one repeating accent that ties spaces together. Charcoal, warm gray, and sand create a timeless base, flattering foliage and furniture choices. Introduce a single accent, sage, terracotta, or indigo, through planters and textiles you can swap. Limited color reduces decision fatigue and prevents mismatched impulse buys over seasons. Cohesion stays strong during updates, preserving that polished luxury home decor signature.